Is he cool or what?
Whoa! If they bite way deep into your skin, just don't pull away. Otherwise, that'll make it worse.
I'm not really loving this.
I know.
If Jesse wasn't here, I would not be letting this happen. Dude, that is tight. Hold on, I need to breathe. It's not fun. He's like pulling my shoulder out of this socket. Oh, dude, this. All right, so this is Jesse. We're gonna do an intro in a minute, but we're gonna check out and see if he's got a friend hanging out by his front door. We're gonna sneak up on him. Jesse's got some water out for him and all. Yeah, he looks like he's a crusty guy coming out of brumation. All right, so I have something special today. I'm here with my good friend, Jesse Rothacker. He is not the owner because it's a nonprofit. What's your title?
Yeah, well, I'd be the founder, the director, the president, I don't know, the class clown. I'm a lot of things.
Of Forgotten Friend Reptile Sanctuary.
Yes.
That's the full name. So I'm gonna put links in the description. You should follow what he does.
Yeah, we get to do like 300 shows a year, and it's everything from, sometimes we're in like bigger stadiums or theaters, and then last week we were in an Amish schoolhouse with 17 kids and their families, no electricity, so we get to go everywhere. It's the best job in the world.
You feel good. I know I feel good if I can change one person's mind by a Facebook post, right? This guy's doing it all year long with impressionable children. So it's an awesome job, and he's really had an impact on the way people look at these malign snakes and reptiles everywhere. So I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get into looking at some of these animals and learn more about his nonprofit.
So this is the egg of the African sulcata tortoise, about the third largest tortoise in the world. And within about a year, we'll show you how different they grow. So these ones are supposedly all from the same clutch. So they grew at different paces, but you can see these tortoises, within a year, they've grown quite a lot from being the size of that egg. And I'll show you in just a minute how big they're going to get in about 5 years.
All right, so this is how big they will get, right?
This is how big they will get in about 5 years. So right now we weighed this girl, her name's Lila. We weighed her in a few days ago at 31 pounds. Now multiply that by about 5 or 6 or 7, and you'll get the adult size, which is around 200 pounds.
Oh, okay, so I'm not even close.
Yeah, so she's gonna more than triple, quadruple, probably 5-6 times her current size.
If you're familiar with the pet trade, you probably know of bearded dragons.
So these are my beardies. These are both females. No nasty comments, please. We do not put the males together. That causes a problem. But these two girls get along very well. So we're gonna put some leafy greens in for them, and we're gonna put some worms in for them. Some people have a subscription for a magazine or for Netflix. We have a subscription for super worms.
They're right on it.
So every 6 weeks, we get another 1,000 super worms in the mail, and that helps us feeding bearded dragons, leopard geckos, box turtles, and even monitor lizards. One of our Gila monsters. And I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she is always so sad that Gila monsters are venomous because they are so cute, and they generally are so gentle and so friendly that if they were not venomous, Viola would be allowed to hold them, but because she's 10, she is not allowed to hold anything venomous in this room yet.
So I've seen one of these in Arizona road cruising. It could have gotten hit by a car, but I was with my boys one time back in monsoon season, and probably 5 or 6 years ago. So I'm hoping to get another shot at these soon. Hoping to get to Arizona this year, but we'll see where my business takes me. Amazing creatures.
I don't normally put on gloves to handle snakes, but this next snake is a little bit of a jerk. And many of the reptiles that we get in because they're forgotten friends. That's why we get our name, Forgotten Friend Reptile Sanctuary. And they're just animals that they were fun when someone brought it home, but these people lose interest. And as a result, they're not always very easy to handle. Oh, now he's not doing it. Look at how he's got that warning. There it is. This snake is currently adoptable. So if you have a death wish, or maybe you're a person who's into piercings, he will give you a lot of piercings. Bob has been down to, how many times have you been down to the rainforest in red-tailed boa constrictor?
Oh
range?
man, over a dozen.
Doesn't this remind you of some wild boa constrictors?
Yeah, but then you get some sweethearts too. You just never know.
But now that I have him out, I think I'm gonna put him in a spare cage so we can freshen his cage up.
The viewers want to see blood.
Here we go. Oh gosh, don't look at me, pal. Look at your cage.
Whoa, nice.
He's in there, and look how happy he is. He's in a brand new fresh cage. We got some nice fresh aspirin, sprayed it down with lots of humidity, got all the poop out of there from a couple weeks ago.
If you haven't yet, go to fascinature.live and sign up with your email address for my newsletter. You'll get updates on new videos, blog posts, projects that I'm working on, conservation stories, all delivered to your email. You can unsubscribe at any time. Please consider signing up.
I say it every time when I show two lizards living together. These are females. Don't put your males in with the females. They will fight. It's not pretty. These females get along pretty well, but watch them fight when the food comes in. They're very competitive to see who gets the first bite of lettuce. Now this is Emmy here. She will eat out of your hand. She is very sweet. And then Cayenne is up at the top. She's extremely grumpy, hardly ever eats out of your hand. See what a snob she is? She literally sticks her nose up in the air, closes her eyes. She does not have the time of day for me. Meanwhile, Emmy is getting all of the lettuce. She knows she's losing her lettuce. I could put it on her nose, and she won't even act like it's food right now. But Emmy is down here being the sweetest girl in the world, eating right out of my hand. Load your hand up and let them eat berries out of your hand.
Oh my God.
And then if they bite way deep into your skin, just don't pull away. Otherwise, that'll make it worse.
I'm not really loving this.
I know, but they're gonna like it. Hey, Emmy, look what Bob has over here. Oh, she sees them. Oh no, they both see it. Did they get your hand yet?
Dude, almost.
They have teeth. It doesn't look like it, but they have such sharp teeth. Have you ever been bitten by iguanas?
No.
So, yeah, they won't try to bite you.
Oh my God.
But look at them going.
Okay. Hold on.
I told you, Cayenne acts like a snob, and then you put fruit into the equation, and suddenly she's not shy anymore. Look at how sweet and laid back Emmy is, and then Cayenne is like ready to jump out of the cage at you.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about alligators, which come through here a lot. Jesse said by now he's had 100 gators come through. This one was given up to him by a mother whose son bought it small, probably at a reptile show, and he wasn't taking care of it. So, you know, they're cute when they're small, and this guy's definitely still small, but they can turn into, what, 6, 7, 8 feet at some point. 10 feet.
14 feet maybe.
There you go. So obviously with hundreds of gators coming through Jesse's Reptile Sanctuary, he's not going to keep them all. So they organize a trip down to Florida and Georgia, where they will grow up and live out their days at rescues down there.
A lot of folks will think you get an alligator, it gets too big, you take him down to Florida and you let him go in the wild. You cannot do that for two big reasons. One is they could have germs because they've grown up in captivity. They might introduce the germs from captivity back into the wild. It could be terrible for all the wild ones around them. The main reason, though, you don't let this guy go back in the wild is he has grown up his life not being afraid of us. And every time he sees a human, he thinks food. That's all he's thinking about. Human means food. So now, fast forward, say 5 years, 10 years, we'll say he's a couple 100 pounds, and you're just out there fishing on the side of the lake, maybe throwing frisbee at the side of the lake, and someone has released an animal like that that's not afraid of people, he's going to approach you. Maybe you start splashing around on the edge. He thinks people equals food. So normally wild alligators have a fear of us. He does not. So you cannot let those guys go in the wild.
That's why it is illegal to feed these guys in the wild too. They become nuisance gators, and a fed gator is a dead gator because they will kill it. So do these guys a favor, do not feed them, just enjoy them in the wild doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, so this guy is a lot stronger than I expected, but this is a nice big carpet python, native to Australia. I'll put up what is adoptable.
He is adoptable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his name's Jack. He's adoptable. And hold there one second. I want to show you a second carpet python that's adoptable.
Okay.
All right, check it out. So Bob's got a carpet python, and I have a carpet python. One of the neat stories about this one, there was a hiker in an area, it's just like a big natural area, and this was a couple months ago, super cold outside, and these hikers, they look in a wetland area where you might expect to see, I don't know, maybe some frogs, maybe some ducks, and they see this snake. And now that's an area where you'd have water snakes, but they looked at this snake, and they're not reptile people, and they said, that does not look like a Pennsylvania snake. And this is what I really love. When you have people that don't really like snakes, but they still want to help an animal.
That's cool.
And so these were people that they were afraid of snakes. They did not want to touch the snake, but they still took a picture of it and posted it on the Facebook group for that natural area and said, hey, does this snake belong here? Could anyone come out and help it? And so we were, I think, away right at the time that it got posted. We couldn't get out there, but immediately we had volunteers saying, we'll go get it, we'll go get it.
So these are both adoptable?
These are both adoptable.
Okay.
We hardly ever have adoptable carpet pythons. Now we have two.
Nice.
That snake that Bob's holding right over there, it eats these rats that are like bigger than my face. So he will eat full-grown rats. Hopefully he cannot smell them because I just pulled them out of the freezer. I'm gonna put them back in the freezer right now. This is what we call the morgue. Check out all those mice and rats. There's like over 1,000 dead mammals in there. So a lot of people think tegus are carnivores, meat eaters, which primarily they are, but they're actually omnivores. They eat a variety of things. And normally I don't recommend giving a lot of processed food to your reptiles, but this chicken tender actually came from an Amish stand at a farm market today. So this is some of the freshest chicken that you can find. It's good enough for my family. It's really good. So I'm gonna give a little bit to Ernie for variety. Here you go, buddy. Uh-oh. Yikes. Normally, we're giving a variety of different things. He's gonna get his frozen mice, his frozen rats. But when we eat turkey, Ernie eats turkey. When we eat chicken, we'll give him a bite of chicken. Not usually chicken tenders, but like I said, that just came from the farm market today. Dude, look how happy Ernie was about that chicken tender.
I've seen these guys in Brazil, both in the Atlantic Forest, which is by Sao Paulo, and in the Pantanal last September with my wife, just strutting around like they should be there, which I guess they should. But tell me this isn't surreal to see these guys just walking out from underneath a barn door across the field. Is he cool or what? So this is a Pueblan milk snake. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous snake.
So this cute little guy is a leopard gecko. This is one of the only gecko species that has eyelids, and this one might not blink for us right now, but occasionally you'll see them blink. Tropical geckos don't have eyelids. They have to actually lick their eyeballs.
He's packing these up for the show. 3 different color phases, morphs, whatever you call them in the pet
Really
trade.
pretty. In fact, I think these ones are too similar. I'm gonna switch out. I'm gonna get a different super.
All right, we'll see what he picks.
There we go. I feel like this just gives a better color contrast
Very
for
cool.
today.
All right, so I'm gonna pull this natural black rat out. I've been bitten by a dozen rat snakes or more in the wild. So if she were to bite me now, it's not the end of the world. She's a little jump. Oh, and she musked. There we go.
You smell it?
Oh yeah. All right.
Now here is a very active monitor lizard. He's still finding his equilibrium because I just picked him up. But there he goes. Now he's starting to settle down, just being himself. Monitor lizards like this one, Savannah monitor lizards, these are actually one we recommend as a pet. When folks get the bigger ones like the Nile monitors and some of the larger species, they just tend to outgrow their welcome. But anyway, very sweet lizard, also a meat eater. All right, Bob doesn't know what he's about to see. I'm gonna give you a hint. This is a species that you have filmed in the wild. And it's a species I'm jealous of because I have not yet seen one in the wild. Bob has seen multiple, but I'm not telling him what it is. So Bob, put out your hands, close your eyes.
Do I need to grab or?
No, you just leave them like that. This is, don't look yet. This is what Bob's going to be seeing. All right, you can look.
Oh wow, rainbow boa.
Isn't that so cute?
Oh, this is awesome. Is this adoptable?
No, that one's actually part of our program, but that's a little one. And in a couple of years, he'll be at more of our programs. And I'll show you a big one in a second. While Bob's playing with that one, I'll get the big one.
Yeah, so I found one of these in the, 2 of these in the Peruvian Amazon, and then one last year in March in the Ecuadorian Amazon.
Check out the size difference.
This is more like what we found down there.
Look at that. This one's not biting. If it was, I wouldn't let it get as close to Bob, but I mean, I'm trying to get this thing in the shot, and this thing is almost as big as me. I'm around 6 feet, and it's not quite there, but this is, I think, all of 5 feet for sure. And if you can see the scales popping apart a little bit there, not quite popping apart, but this guy just ate a big rat a couple days ago.
All right, so Jesse assures me it's not ever a guarantee. These are animals, but it shouldn't bite me. This is a king snake. They are snake eaters. So with all the different smells of snakes crawling all over me the last hour and 15 minutes, accidents happen, and it's just happened in the wild before. You'll get feeding response, wild kings chewing and wrapping and not letting go as a feeding response, and it's really tough to get them off. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to have them ripping out teeth as you're pulling them off of you. So it's not the best of situations. So I'm glad this guy is as chill as Jesse said he would be. So we're gonna pull out this berm for Jesse's program. This is an albino Burmese python. I've found these down in Florida. Have not found them where they're from yet though.
This dude is old. He's actually our oldest Burmese python that we have in right now. He's been with us for over 20 years. His story is that his owner went to jail. The owner's mom says she would not watch the snake while he did time. So kids, stay out of jail. Your snake may not be there when you get back. I can pull him out of here, and he's most likely not gonna confuse me with a frozen rat. So big. And then he's gonna try to make all his bedding spill out of the cage. So I'm gonna try to avoid.
Another thing I do want to point out, as you can see, this is when accidents happen. This is one of the reasons snakes can get a bad name, because a constrictor this size could easily, if Jesse wasn't here, I would not be letting this happen. Dude, that is tight as hell. Hold on, I need to breathe. They're too strong for me. They can wrap around your neck and just hold. Nothing malicious. They're just holding on. They might like the warmth they're feeling on my neck, but just like that, I would be choked out in a minute. I would fall and possibly die. Accidents can happen with snakes of this size.
And they have so many teeth. I don't know if you guys can see this tooth in here. I have it, but this is a tooth. It might be a little hard to see, but that tooth, they have so many of those. If that thing decided to latch onto Bob's face right now.
Jesse's showing a tooth while I'm dying. By the way.
I know. Yeah, just hold that thought, Bob.
Dude, oh shit, going down. I'm going to take a quick break from the video to share with you my first children's book. If you have any 4 to 10 year olds in your life, it's called Frog Butts and Toad Warts. I wrote it with Jessica Lee Anderson. She was the main author on it. She's a renowned children's author of 75 books. These are all my photos in it. It's on Amazon. The soft cover is $10. The hard copy is $20. I'll have the link in the description. Please consider supporting it, because we need to foster this in our youth. We need to foster an interest in them. With the world's maligned creatures, the cryptic, the unnoticed creatures, and we can do that through today's youth to keep conservation moving forward. Thank you, and back to the video. I'm kidding, but it's not fun. He's like pulling my shoulder out of this socket. Oh,
Strong snake.
it's amazing. They're all muscle.
We're going to try to get him in the box, and then we're going to take him to some middle schoolers today.
Okay. Okay.
So then this is his travel box for today.
How much do you think he weighs?
Probably about 50 pounds.
Okay, so Jesse always has ball pythons coming through, and they're almost always adoptable. So if you want beginner snake, and you're not just gonna give it back, and you're actually gonna give it a shot, these guys are great little pets to start out with. This is a hognose. Looks like some sort of albino. He's got the red eyes. All right, so here is a little male hog, and of course this guy will get bigger, but this is more of a normal coloration. He's been doing it for decades. He is the guy. Look at this. Is that cool or what? So listen, if you like videos like this, I know I'm traditionally a wildlife channel, but I love to show off people who are doing good deeds for these animals. Just put it in the comments. Tell me, I can go around, I can find people, find these reptile heroes and show off a little bit about what they do, similar to how Jesse is here in Pennsylvania. Thank you so much, Jesse. Again, like I said, Jesse is a reptile hero, doing great work out here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Yeah, all over.
All over.
This girl came from Delaware.
There you go. And driving alligators down to Florida. Jesse, I want to thank you so much. If you want to put her away, I have something for you.
Awesome.
So as you know, I put out my first children's book, age 4 to 10, on frogs and toads, right? And we have a new one coming out in May on hognoses, and we have a new one coming out on rattlesnakes in the fall. Now I make some money from that, not a lot, but I make some, and it's been my life's mission to any money I make from wildlife, I give back. I don't need it. I have a great business that pays the bills. So I want to give back to you. Jesse's Forgotten Friend, they operate solely on shows and donations, so I really appreciate all the work you do.
Thanks, man. This is
and
awesome.
Here's my donation to you, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much,
Dude,
Jesse.
that is so cool, dude. Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
You know.
well, I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. You feel how warm it is here in February in this room?
Yeah.
It's because of support like this that we keep these guys warm and well fed. Thanks, man.
Thanks again.
Thanks for giving Reptiles a chance.